Hey everybody, welcome back to a BuckIQ at Lettermen Row. I'm Austin Ward, joined as always by my man Zach Boren, former Ohio State linebacker. So we're talking about defense, and Zach, I think that we talked about it maybe 12 or 13, 14 times last year.
20.
Okay, 20 times. Some breakdowns defending the run. Okay, we know that the coaching staff has turned over, but much of that personnel is still around.
Yep.
So we're looking back just at these struggles. I know it was hard for you at times to understand. But if you're looking at changes, we're going to try and see some themes. What can be changed? What can be fixed? But when you think back on last year and those stats and what the Silver Bullets did, what's pops in your mind?
Thank God they turned it on at the end of the year, right? But it is so unlike a Silver Bullet defense to give up the big plays that they did. I know we were going into, I think, beginning of November, and they were like last when it came to big plays, right? Giving up. And so, and that's in the NCAA, right. And so this is something where I feel like the coaching changes, a different philosophy, different technique. That's massive, right? We're going to underline technique about 4 times. That is going to help out this team. I mean, this defense is basically the same personnel coming back, really. I mean, who are you losing? You're losing Nick Bosa.
Who was already on for most of the year.
Right. You're losing
Draymond Jones.
Yeah, Draymond Jones and Kendall Sheffield, right? I mean, that's really it when you look at it. And so from that standpoint, a lot of this defense is going to be the same, but I expect so many changes on the way that they fill the gaps, the way that they take on blockers, the way that they run to the football. Just from a responsibility standpoint, I think they're going to be so much more free, so much more apt to make plays, and that's what this Ohio State Silver Bullet defense needs.
I think it's important, too. You underline technique. I'm going to underline the personnel because sometimes there's that joke. Well, you have everybody back. Well, you're back from a bad defense. Well, this Ohio State is recruited at the highest level under Urban Meyer those 3-4 years.
Yep.
This is about the most loaded roster that you can have in the country on defense. I don't think that they missed on all the personnel.
No.
I think this is a talented team.
I couldn't agree with you more, right? You look at the front four, and everyone's talking about they were the best front four in the country last year. I think they may be just as good, right? You lose Draymond Jones, who's really good, and you lose Nick Bosa. But my God, look at the guys that are just coming up that have a couple years under their experience underneath their belt now. I mean, these guys are all the linebackers I know. Listen, linebackers, I know there were some issues last year, but these are still great players. These are really good players. And on the back end, right, Jordan Fuller-Stain was huge. You still have got Jeffrey Okudah. You still have got my man Wade. You still have got some guys. Let's be honest, the biggest one, Brendan White, right? I mean, you still have got guys who are going to fly around the football field and make plays. So this defense is fully loaded, a whole different philosophy when they aren't thinking as much, when they're able to play more free. It is going to be a world of difference for these guys.
All right, we're going to take all that stuff that Zach just said, apply it to last year, see where they can get better, figure out how to stop the run this year at Ohio State. Let's roll the tape. All right, Zach, so we take this back. We're going way back. Week 1, these things started showing up, and you think, well, they're probably going to get better. We've talked about these plays all before,
Yep.
So we're looking for some common themes here. And what were you thinking this happened? Did you believe it was going to be corrected at this point?
You did, right? Because in this play, this is actually the best out of the ones that we're going to watch because there are some guys in the right place. Guys are kind of filling in the gaps. The problem is it's early on in the year. Guy doesn't tackle, doesn't wrap, doesn't take the running back down. But if you play it, you kind of see, like, okay, Pete Warner, come up, make the play, right? We got a guy here. Malik Harrison, granted, should have been flying on the backside scrape. Mm-hmm. Baron Browning shouldn't be getting contacted 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage. He should be hitting this guy with his hat in hand, striking, getting off the block, and be able to play right here. So if Pete Warner's taking the edge right here, Baron Browning's sitting right here, and Malik Harrison's taking the backside scrape, literally he's coned off, and you got a defense lineman who's getting off of his block and is able to sit here and make a play. And you still got the safety out here who goes and fills in the wrong gap, right? You got a corner that doesn't get off. One missed tackle, and you've got all these guys that are in one area, right? All on blocks, all filling in the wrong area, and that's it. That's what happens.
And so you got this issue with filling. This time it doesn't seem like it was that related to the alignment that we talked about.
Right.
And as we go here, this happened 2 weeks later. This was one that you've also talked about where that might be an issue.
This is where I started to see that there's a little bit of a problem, right? And this all comes back to the linebacker play that we saw last year and the safety play, right? Early on in the season, we saw safeties not coming up, filling on the run, and even a linebacker right here. You see Malik Harrison. This is a 5 down front. They spread us out. Malik Harrison, all the flow is coming this way. You've got someone who's unblocked on the outside right here for the quarterback, right? Take on the running back. All the flow. It's not like there was a jab step the other way. Everything was inside zone coming right at you. There's no reason why when he sees this, it's called a rock back. There's no reason to rock back. You only rock back when color flashes across your face. There is no color flashing across your face because the running back's coming this way the whole time. Look, running back steps. He's mirroring the running back. He should be firing right here, right now. Taking 55, blowing him up. You got Robert Landers right here doing a good job. If Malik Harrison puts his guy back in the hole, right here, where's he going to go? He's got nowhere to go. Instead, Malik Harrison tries jumping backside for no reason. You have a safety up here who's bailing on the snap for no reason either, and then comes down and takes a really poor angle on this running back.
This was when we're in week 3, and we'd already talked about 2 touchdowns over 80 yards rushing. That's when I started thinking, and I was asking you, is this a scheme thing? Because Malik Harrison still runs his play down as one of the fastest guys on the field, but that's when I got concerned for Billy Davis, Greg Schiano.
It's a little bit of a scheme, but most importantly, I think it's technique, right? We were at practice. We saw Billy Davis teaching these guys to backdoor this inside zone when it's coming at him, and there's no reason to. Malik Harrison should be attacking this guy and blowing him up and putting him right back in number 6's lap. You see Draymond Jones right here. You see Nick Bosa on the outside. You see Robert Landers coming here on the inside. If Malik Harrison is anywhere right here, which should have been easy because 55, I believe, was the center on this play. If Malik Harrison goes on flow, we know how quick he is, he's literally going to be sitting right here in this hole.
Yeah, tackle for loss. Doesn't turn out that way, obviously, and a long run to the end zone. That was not the last time Ohio State was done.
It wasn't?
No. That's how you set the record for the worst statistical defense in school history. This one I know really got you going.
This one's hard, right? This is a simple zone play into the boundary. Right? The offensive linemen are all stepping this way. It's all inside zone. You've got a guy going in motion. You've got an overhang player here, right, to take care of it. The running back, literally, it is inside zone right on the inside butt cheek of the tight end. It was tackle over, but you don't need to adjust to it. Tackle over, but you don't need to adjust whatsoever. Why he's folding inside, no idea. Why Brendan White is coming down here, no idea. Why the linebackers are filling left when everything's coming back right, I have no idea. But it's what happened.
And that seemed to happen a lot. Like, that was the issue, right? You laid out all those details. You played linebacker. The fact that this is November now. The fact that it kept happening was just hard to really understand.
And here's the thing, right? Maybe. I wasn't there, right? We don't know. But all the flow is this way. Besides the tight end pinning down, all the offensive linemen are zoning this way. That's it. Everything's zoning this way. Even the running back, look, his first step is this way. I mean, there's nothing. And you see all these hats flying this way. There's no reason. Nothing is here besides the jet motion. And here's what I don't know. Don't know if they went tackle over. Maybe 95% of the time they went to the tackle, right? Mm-hmm. We don't know that. But this is what we know at defense. How many times have I said it? You need to read and react. That's it. Every single time, right? You saw the play. You see zone coming this way. Any kind of linebacker right here like Malik Harrison, there's no reason to run this way. Play over top, Brendan White. Play over top. Corner right here. I believe it's Damon Arnett. No reason to fly this way. Play outside here on the tight end and funnel everything back inside. But instead, this is a boundary side zone play, and he doesn't get touched going 80 yards to the end zone.
I think this might be one reason why you've heard Jeff Hafley, Al Washington, Greg Madison say, hey, we don't care about last year's film.
Yep.
Because you can see these guys, they line up, they're still talented. And if they're playing the wrong scheme, the wrong technique, what do you learn? You don't learn anything.
And here's the thing. We don't know, like I said, we weren't there in scouting report. It could be a thing where the coaches said, hey, tackle over, jet motion. They're going to do something. Maybe it was a trick play thing that they said, hey, watch for a trick play. Granted, I think this is the second or first play of the game, right? Whatever it was, maybe like, hey, trick play, tackle over, motion, something's going to happen. And they run simple zone right back at us. Here's the issue, though. This is the first time it happened. Okay, first time, whatever. It is what it is. I believe they ran the same play 2 other times in this game, and he went for over 60 yards the next 2 times.
It worked. I think he had like 170, 180 yards at
halftime. At halftime.
So not ideal, and not, as you said a couple times last year, not up to the silver bullet standard. Al Washington, those guys, Jeff Hafley I mentioned, that's going to be their responsibility to get it back. Zach Boren will be breaking that down as we get closer. We get out of summer and stop thinking about 2018 and looking ahead to 2019. Appreciate Zach, as always, hanging out with us. I'm Austin Ward. This has been BuckIQ at Lettermen Row. We'll see you next time.